Hello! Welcome to another weekly vlog, which is probably late because it's my talent. I'm making the things late. I'm going to start with the items I got, and then I'm going to talk about the games I played because I played quite a bit. Um, I wasn't lucky with the Starbucks Hello Kitty line. Only thing I got was the mug, which was pretty good, actually, considering I got nothing else. Which was cute. It's Hello Kitty holding a mug on the mug, and I think it says like "Together Forever" or something like that. And on the back of it, it says Starbucks X Hello Kitty or cross. You could say cross, I guess. Just that X means like cross. It's like a crossover event, whatever. And it came in a beautiful white box, and there's like a little topper for the mug, which I don't understand entirely. Why would you put that on top of the unless it's maybe to insulate your drink. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't care. It was the one item I got. I was excited that I got it. And I'm happy. It's not in my room. It's in the kitchen where it's nice and safe. So instead, I went online and just bought some regular Hello Kitty stuff. I got this because I thought it was so cute. She has a little Santa outfit on, and I don't know if this is supposed to be a gift bag or an ornament. It has a little bow on it, and she has a matching little bow herself. So that made me happy. I got my own Christmas kitty, anyways. And because I couldn't get the tumbler, I instead got this. It's Hello Kitty dressed as a gingerbread. It works for me. I still got Hello Kitty stuff, just not what I was expecting to get. But when stuff's popular, that's what happens. Um, on a different note, though, I did manage to get other stuff. I ordered this online. I wanted to get. So there are 11 ornaments and one tree. So there's 12 days altogether of the stuff. It slots into the side, and then there's the punch out slots. Each one is a jigsaw puzzle. They show you like the images over here. I absolutely love the peanuts. So that's so cool. I liked it. There's a lot of Snoopy. There's definitely a lot of Snoopy. That made me happy. And then this was the main win. My Aldi store actually had this in stock. Not that they had much left. The Pokemon holiday calendar for 2025. I was so happy about it. I plan to open each day on stream as there are 25 days, so like December 1st through 25th. That is the goal. If I'm not streaming that day, it'll be in that recording from that day to be put on YouTube. Hopefully, I'll be caught up by then. I'm trying to do like 2 videos a day on days that I have enough time to get them up and my internet's cooperating. Like, for example, today I'm recording this. I'm glad I decided I wasn't going to stream today because I can't. The internet went out. Ain't that fun? Alright. So, games. Start with Iwakura Aria. I completed that. There's definitely more creepy surprises happening throughout the rest of the game, even though there's like 2 chapters left at that point. I'm like, really? And then when they finally reveal what's really happening, it's sad. I mean, it's still messed up. There is still a creepy, messed up ending, but it's more just sad than it is anything. Alright, so one of the bad endings gave credits, that ending 7, and then you get credits also on ending 9. Difference being that they put the CG images into the credits on ending 9 to let you know that that was the good ending. Of course, it was kind of obvious. You also unlock an epilogue that you can read, which unlocks side stories. And reading the side stories kind of gives you like more backstory of like stuff that's just wrong. This shouldn't have been happening. It was happening anyways there. And that's just the messed up way it is, I guess. Alright, I didn't get to play much of it because, I share my login for my game systems with my dad, and he's home. So, I played some of Copycat. I think I played an hour, maybe. I didn't get very far in it. I mainly just got to explore around and be a naughty cat, which is really fun, oddly. Just going around and knocking stuff off the shelves and meowing while doing so. There's actually, like, achievements for meowing a bunch. And I'm like, really? Okay. I guess they're trophies 'cause it's PS5. They're not achievements. I have a bad habit of that. Trophies. Trophies for meowing a bunch. So I did a bunch of meowing. I knocked stuff off to get that trophy. Um, got a trophy for meowing at birds. I got a trophy for climbing up trees. I mean, they give you some trophies for just kind of playing the game, basically. Which is fine with me, because it's actually a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. Because the description of the game, I first thought it was going to end up being, like, sad, because it's kind of about abandoned pets and stuff. And you start out at the animal shelter picking a cat because the old woman lost her cat. And you don't really realize exactly what's going on at first, but the game lets you see there's a lost and found poster for the cat that she couldn't find. Eventually, she even tells you. And this is pretty early on in the game. I mean, like I said, I was only like, I don't even think it was an hour of gameplay. It's just where I was goofing around and meowing at stuff for fun. And I got to see some of the mini games introduced. And I did pretty good at them, I think. I mean, I got the thing. There was a trophy for one of the mini games. For mastering it. I don't know. I think the other ones are about doing it enough times. All right. Moving on. I decided to do basically goofy visual novels. That's the best explanation of it. Prison Princess 1 and 2. I actually own it physically on the Switch. I played it on my Switch too because it doesn't make a difference. So, Prison Princess 1 is listed on Nintendo eShop, but 2 is not. The only way to play it, from what I can tell, is actually to get this imported game. I don't think there's a number 3, despite the fact there's a 2 be continued, which kind of frustrates me. Because number 1 did that, but there was a follow-up. Number 2 did that, but there's not a follow-up, and I'm not very fan of that. Both of them have multiple endings. There's the neutral good ending. There's the best ending. And then there's bad endings. Kind of situation going on. So it's like, okay. Yeah, okay. It's fair enough. It's a little bit more clean cut in the first game on, like, a bad ending versus good endings, because the second game, there's the situation where you're like, well, I mean, she's the new girl. How do we know how bad or good this ending is? I really don't know how I feel about that type of situation kind of going on. But I'm just going to take the game's word for it. Basically, it's clear that there's the 2 endings. There's the good ending, and then there's the best ending. And then the others are like, yeah, no, you didn't get affection for all 3 girls. Shame on you. Here's a bad ending. Although it doesn't really show it as a bad ending, per se. You just kind of... Because 2 of them, like, there's the one where you just get affection for Aria, and there's one where you just get affection for Xena. They're not really bad endings. They're just kind of funny, stupid endings, where you're like, okay, whatever. So I don't understand the big old censoring thing with these games. Seriously. If you try to look up a walkthrough online for these games, the only walkthrough I can find for these games, the second game, they censored, like, every single time that the girls were bent over in the thing. And I'm like, it's not really showing anything. It's showing like the cleavage line, which isn't much of anything, or their panties, and I'm like, I mean, they could wear a longer skirt, but I've seen worse. I'd say like the worst one is probably in Prison Princess 2, the warrior girl Ganache. Her bikini outfit is probably the most inappropriate, but honestly, that's like normal for video games. I've seen that in so many action games for females that I'm like, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I've seen worse. I don't think YouTube cares. Because you're not really showing anything. Because they still have clothes on. It doesn't show nothing. Many things are implied. It's definitely inappropriate. But it's... I mean... one of the girls strokes a plant, and it's kind of inappropriate, but it's not like it showed anything. It's one of those like, what am I watching? Okay. I mean, the concept of the story is cool. The princesses have been captured by the Demon Lord. And all this time, like in the first game, you spend the whole time thinking it's a guy. Only to, like, at the beginning of the second one to find out it was a woman. And you're like, seriously, the Demon Lord's a woman? And the other big concept behind the story that I think is really cool is the hero died. He's a ghost who can suggest things. He can talk to the princesses, but he can't directly help them. He can only guide them in a way to help them help themselves to escape and defeat the Demon Lord, which is super awesome. I like the puzzle solving solutions aspect too of the game. Like, the puzzles are really cool. For the most part, you can find somewhere in the game the answer to the puzzle. Exceptions are the Lights Out game, which I don't know if many people are familiar with it. But generally, you have a panel with multiple things, and either one thing's lit up, or nothing's lit up, or a couple things are lit up. And the goal is to get everything either off or on, depending on what the game's asking you to do. I know in Prison Princess 2, it's a 4-panel, and they want you to get all 4 panels lit up. You could get the first one done in 2 moves, and then the other 3 done in 3 moves. It's kind of simple once you figure it out. Luckily, the game does not punish you for having absolutely no clue what the hell you're doing. In Prison Princess 1, a lot of the games were kind of like memory guess and check games of chance. The best thing to do for them, because they were timed, and you needed to get it done fast to get the good ending. Well, the best ending, not the good ending. Good ending didn't give a shit. Best ending. Save. Figure out the solution. Load. Input the solution. It took you 1 second. Ta-da! And it's very important to do that for the dance mini game, because that's the only one that I ran out of time on, even with my multiple guess and slap on the buttons. Other puzzles actually have, like, genuine, like, you find a piece of paper that tells you what to do, and you're like, oh! So that's what that picture was talking about. Okay. And, you know, you just kind of look at it, and you're like, oh, that wants me to have, okay. And you can just bring it up and look at it. Prison Princess 2 made it a little bit easier to look at it. There was, like, a button signed to it. You assign the memo to that button, and then you would bring it up, look at it, go back to entering the thing. They also got rid of the timed situation in Prison Princess 2 because they realized nobody wanted to do the timed puzzles because that was stupid. They're like, give me time to figure this out because I know it, but I need a minute. You know, like the... I want to call it the Bioshock puzzle. That is not the name of it. the waterline puzzles is what they generally are, but these ones are just, they're light puzzles instead. You're trying to get all the lines connected across the board, and there's certain already set pieces on the board, and you gotta move them until you get everything lined up so that everything lights up. It's not hard, but it's time consuming. It's one of those things where you're like, I can do it, but it's also kind of stupid. So, I mean, or like this, towards the end of Risen Princess 2, whenever you get towards going to the, either good or best ending, you get into this room where there's extra puzzles, these extra 2 puzzles. There's no solution to. You just, common sense is how you solve them. One of them, you put a thing on the board, and there's 3 slots on it, and there's 3 things, and you have to move them around. It's the old famous ring game, where you have to move the ring to the end in order to get the one in the middle. It's stupid, but it's easy if you take a minute to think about it. It's like, oh, yeah, I can solve this. I've seen these puzzles before in other situations. That's like the situation with that puzzle. It's like, oh, I've seen this puzzle before. I am not a fan of the fact I've seen this before, but I can do it. And the other one is something that you've probably seen before. I don't know what it's called. I always call it that one puzzle nobody likes. There's certain dots that are lined up, and the lit up dot can only cross a lit up dot to a dark spot, and that makes the dot in the middle disappear. And you have to keep doing that until you only have 1 dot left. And I'm like, oh, I hate these stupid dot jumping puzzles, because I always will get down to 2, and I'm like, I did something wrong again. Luckily, this one's not that hard. You just take the dot in the middle and jump it to the right. Take the bottom dot, jump it to the middle. Take the left dot, jump it to the right. Take the right dot, jump it to the left. Take the up dot and jump it down, and you're done. It's like, yay! I don't like you. It does give you instructions. There is a little panel with instructions on how to play the game if you've never seen it before. But I feel like everybody's seen it at least once and called it that one stupid game that nobody wants to play because it's not fair. And the rest of the puzzles, they generally have like an answer to them. I think there was only one I couldn't find the answer to. It was the one in the throne room where you had to put the pieces on the board to light up the whole board. And I don't think there was an answer anywhere in the game for that. It's just a case of just put the night pieces on the board until you get the whole board lit up. It's not too complicated. Light up the whole board, okay. You can just guess and check until you figure it out, and that's essentially what it came down to. It's like, okay, look, if I put his chest here, and his legs here, and his arm here, shit, nope, that didn't work. I eventually got it. That's all that matters. And then you get the piece, and you're like, well, that was a waste of my time. I think I spent more time figuring out what they wanted me to do with the item than I did solving the puzzles. I was like, so what am I supposed to do with this knight guy? I didn't see nowhere to put him. So I go around, open inventory, use on this. No. Use on this? No. What about if I smack him against the door? No. So, that aside, I actually had fun with the game. I feel like they could have done with less anywhere showage. I don't know that was necessary. I think they just chose to do that. Oh, and hilariously, the Demon King is named Kamehameha, which is like so close to Kamehameha. Like somebody was a fan of Dragon Ball and thought they were funny. Alright. Excuse me. Finally, Snoopy and the Great Mystery Club. I started playing that game. I don't remember how long I played it, honestly. Probably longer than I can remember. You get different like costumes for Snoopy to change into, and that lets him do stuff. Basically, like a shovel to dig. He's a pirate to do that. He becomes a detective and uses a magnifying glass to like follow footprints or make clues light up. Um, Early on, I found these little birds that are singing and hidden in random spots. Not all that hidden because they're singing and make a bunch of noise. Um, but if you find the little yellow birds, you gotta find all 8 of them apparently to get the last chapter of the game, which I was like, really? Cool game. I kind of am fine with it though. I don't mind finding the little yellow birds. It gives me something to look for while I'm like wandering around aimlessly. The Snoopy doesn't walk very fast. He's kind of slow, which is okay. I just wish you'd walk faster. It doesn't take very long though to start like activating the fast travel on the bus stops, so it's not that bad. There are marbles to collect, which I don't really know the purpose of. I know I needed 5 to progress the first chapter, but outside of that, I don't know. There are optional hidden comic strips to find, unless you're trying to get all the achievements. I'm playing on Xbox, so it is achievements this time. There are various mini games throughout the game. A perfect score gets you 3 lollipops, which yet again I don't know what those are for. I do know that I need to get a perfect score on the remaining 2 I haven't played yet in order to get an achievement. So, whatever. And I think I just need to finish the other 2 race courses with the weird little slot car derby thing to get an achievement as far as the mini games go. But each mini game has 3 difficulties, and some of them are hard on easy, and I'm like that slot car one is surprisingly hard. Let's see what else. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, there was an achievement that made me go, well, I should look at achievements ahead of time. Get a leaf blower in the game. Yeah, there's water in the school. Of course, there's an achievement for going in the school and drying the floor. I didn't even think to do it, but it's a thing. Like, alright, I'll do it. I just figure I'll do it next time I play. I mean, it's fun anyways. It's definitely the town with, Charlie Brown and his friends. You play as Snoopy. It has the pumpkin patch. I should have played the game in October because it's totally referencing like the Halloween time. Because they get like pumpkins and stuff. They get the pumpkin patch. And there's the fact that Snoopy's different abilities or costumes. I'm like, oh gosh. But besides the fact that I should have played it in October instead of November, it's a fun game. It's definitely meant for children, except for, like I said, the mini games are surprisingly hard. I don't know why that slot card game was so hard. Like, I barely managed to get a perfect score on it. I almost messed up like 3 times. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so hard. Like, the timing has to be perfect on like when you go left and right with it to get each and every single goal. And I'm like, I'm gonna mess this up. I managed to do it somehow. That's all that mattered. That was all that mattered. I somehow did it. I did mess up the first time I was playing the field goal game. It didn't understand what it wanted me to do, and I hit the button too soon. I'm like, whoops. That's just me not paying attention, though, at that point. I'm like, oh. So that's what I was supposed to do. My bad. But it wasn't. It's very easy to retry once you've messed up. there's a little thing that you can interact with that's obvious, and you can try again and get the perfect score. And it's like, okay, you try as many times as you need, which is nice. You can even retry from the main menu of the game in case that's like the one problem you're having is beating that mini game. You can just keep retrying that off the main menu until you figure it out, which I appreciate. Plus, that's like one of the main things that you're going to want to do with the game. You're going to like the mini games if you're good at them, anyways. Like, the slot car one's really good if I wasn't so terrible at it. The Red Baron level is really good. I'm okay at it, but it's actually like legit enough. I'm like, you can make a game out of this, and but just don't make it hard like Superman 64, and you're fine. Like you're flying through rings. Oh boy. But it wasn't hard. I was like, okay, it's just kind of awkward. I don't know why I'm terrible with flight controls in any game. I'm like, nope, that's no, that's up, that's down. Okay. I always end up going up instead of down every time. It's like, whoops, nope, that's up. I want to go down. But I figured it out. That's all that mattered. Whatever. I did it. That was all that mattered to me. I did it. I think there's an achievement for collecting a bunch of marbles too, which I've just kind of been finding them randomly while doing stuff. Because I'm like, oh, I gotta search for these birds. So I'm like, blow away the leaves. No, those are marbles. Shovel this spot. No, it's just marbles. But I mean, I've done pretty good. I found 4 of the 8 of them. There's 8 altogether. I found 4. So I found half of them just in the first chapter of the game. From what I can tell, the game's 4 chapters long. I don't know. I do know where another one is, but I need to be able to get past a bush to get to the void. So, at least I do know where another bird is. I can easily guess that it's quite possible that there's a bird in 2 locations I can't enter yet. I can't enter further into the forest. There's like bushes in the way. So there might be a bird out there. And I've not been allowed to go into the music theater area place. I don't remember what it's called. Was it called a theater? I think it might have been called the theater. It might have been called the music theater. I don't remember. I haven't been allowed to go in there either. So, and that one's just a case of the door's not open. It just won't let me in there. It tells me the name of the area, but it won't let me in. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'll be allowed in later? I don't know. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. It seems possible that there'll be access later. I'm trying to remember, there might have been another area that looked like it could be accessed, but I can't do it yet. I just can't remember. I'm not looking at the game, so I don't remember. There's like an in-game map, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. It actually is like really detailed to let you keep track of like what you're doing and where stuff is. It's like, oh, that's so cool. So, it has so many references to the show and comic strips too, I guess. They were in the comics before they made the different episodes you can watch for the holidays. I own them all on DVD. I think was it Apple TV that got it? I can't remember. I think it's Apple TV that owns them. But yeah, so like it definitely has a lot of references to the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown going on. I'm like, I should have played you in October. But, it's still fun. I don't know that anybody who like takes games seriously would have fun with it. It's definitely meant for children. It's not gonna impress any adults that are looking for like a legit game there, because it's not. It's just kind of a collectathon with Peanuts references. And that's the point of it. Just you're walking around as Snoopy. That's the thrill. That is the thrill you get. You get to hear the voices of the characters. They sound spot on to me. I mean, I could be wrong, but they sound like the characters to me. So that's all that matters to me. I'm having fun with it because it's just something to have fun with. I wanted an easy game that's just, lighthearted and fun. And that's what I got. Because I was like, after Iwakura Aria, I need some happy. So I just kind of played some silly games. That's basically what I'm doing. Like, just some easy, lighthearted, silly games. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, that wasn't... Copycat I wasn't sure about. But, whenever I started it up and it let me choose a cat, I was like, okay, yeah. I'm going to have fun with this. I get to choose which kitty I am. I don't know how to get the achievement, though, to get to know all the cats at the shelter. Like, I don't know if maybe I, switched away from the first cat too soon? Or if I need to, listen to the guy talk about each of the cats more than once. I'm not sure. Because I was like, I listened to him describe each of the cats, though. I was like, well, then again, I don't think he described the first cat. So the only thing I can think of is, I was in too big of a hurry to go over to the kitties. To notice that he was telling me about the cats. Whoops. I don't know. So I might not be able to complete it on my first run through. I might have to start a new game to get that stupid trophy. Whoopsie doopsie. But still, it's definitely fun and more lighthearted than I thought it would be. So I enjoy it for what it is. It ended up being even though there's definitely serious vibes to it, it has a lot of silly to it because you're playing as a cat and doing cat things like knocking stuff over. You can't take that too seriously. It's like, I'm a kitty. I can jump on the counter. Knock that over. Yeah. Alright. Yep, that's it. That's, what I've completed. I've completed 3 games. I played, I don't know, maybe a fourth of a way into the other 2 games. And I had fun, so it was a good week. And hopefully I'll continue making progress. I don't know. We'll see. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.